Welcome to the next episode of Red Matter. We're in the quantum physics lab. In our last episode, we thoroughly explored the living quarters and the conference room, well, except for Renia's room, which we never could get into, and we also could not get into the ice mine or the terraforming lab. Spoiler alert, we never will. But we explored the habitat area. We solved some puzzles. We went through a trippy red mold cave and found out that Irenia, the biologist terraforming person, discovered that this red mold substance is hazardous. It is extremely bad. Irenia got in a spot, tried to tell Olga about it. Olga appeared to totally ignore her, but Olga went to Nikola, the security officer, and reported that this red matter was bad, and for whatever reason, instead of taking the threat seriously, well, I guess he did take the threat seriously, in the fact that the terraforming lab and the ice mine were sealed off and put into quarantine. But he apparently, the monitor pretty much confirms Nikola poisoned Irenia with the same red mold through an injection. Irenia and Stas were a couple, as were Olga and Nikolai. Irenia had told Stas about her concerns. Stas went to Nikolai about the concerns, even though they knew Nikolai was, well, maybe not went to, maybe left a threatening message to Nikolai, which is more appropriate, since he knew Nikolai was dangerous, and according to the videotape, got shot by Nikolai for the trouble, so the biologist terraforming officer, dead. Your station engineer, dead. We don't know what happened to Olga, the communications officer, yet. We don't know what happened to our security officer yet. And to be fair, we don't really know what happened to our physicist yet either. And so we can continue our story. Here we are. Through that door was the antechamber for the quantum physics lab, and notice again there's no door control button. In keeping with the linear nature of this game, no, you cannot go back and explore past areas. You cannot, really, walk around and freely explore. And we have this strange looking device. Beaker! Oh, Beaker! Get in here, Beaker. I want to know what this does before I get in it. Oh, it looks like the power is out anyway. Nope. Okay. That Beaker. What happens since the power's out? It's in this locker. Or storage unit, or whatever you want to call it. This one doesn't have a combination lock. That's helpful. We got some, I'm sure there's going to just say there's our giga cylinders. Bottles. Okay. Evidently, they are bottles in this, they use the term bottles, okay? In this game. And now we have the quantum physics data drive. By my count, there is only one more, because we have Fulgravian, we have evacuation, we have engineering. We have security. That's 4. We have habitat as 5. We have the quantum physics is 6. We have the Red King is 7. We have one more to find. So what this is trying to tell us. Computer, can you give us any insight on this? Quantum link operation and teleportation and mental link hypotheses. So we have a hypothesis. It's up to us to figure out, analyze this ourselves. That is obviously the booth behind us. So, through some strange math, some algebra there, it looks like, a person standing in booth A, a person entering booth A gets into the isolation chamber in booth Alpha, goes to the second booth. At the same time, there's a brain share between people, a mental link, and I'm actually now looking at this. I'm not sure if that's a hint for a later puzzle or not. And there are parts of the brain. So you can teleport things. But it also forms a mental link. The good side, so, on the plus side, if it teleports things, it can get us from that that teleportation booth, to the one in the isolation chamber, which is on the other side of the glass we can't break. The documents we need are right there, and I can't just break the glass. But if we can teleport from there to there, and then hopefully teleport from there back to there, but then we have the whole issue, there's no button for the door. I don't see this mission ending well, do you? Okay. We have some strange things. That looks like some lights, some strange objects there. We got some power cable draped down the stairwell. OSHA. I'm sure that's OSHA compliant. Oh, we have a desk here. So, desk are good. Oh, the chess game continues. And if you've been following along, we hit the second red portal tunnel, and the chess piece on the monitor matches on the board. Let's see what this note says. Comrade Sasha, I have approved the power increase for the lab, given the importance of your work. Nikolai. Well, it's good that the two are on good terms, and he gave her more power to operate all this stuff. Impressive view again. So that's nice. We don't know exactly. Teleportation would be nice, yes. The whole mental link thing is a little bit scary, to be honest with you. But I'm sure it's obviously important, valid research. Yep, this is her workstation. We have some. But that's another Quantum Labs poster. Why don't you? Okay, we have some stuff. A news clipping. It looks like a newspaper cutout praising Sasha Reese's research. Okay, normally I would say a scientist getting their work in a newspaper is a good thing, but considering that this may be a propaganda paper, unclear. A photograph of Sasha and Stas. Sasha's face is blurred. Wasn't she also blurred in the crew photo that Nikolai had. I wonder why they don't want us seeing Sasha's face. If you anywhere you can see crew faces, notice that I can't go back because there's no way to open the door, but there's no like there's some landscapes in our room, but no family photos, nothing like that. So there's nowhere to actually, and her face is blurred there too. And the all-seeing eye thing recognized us as Sasha. Are you starting to put the pieces together yet? I didn't on my first playthrough. Currently, there is sufficient power to proceed with teleportation, comrade. Good, that means we can get enough power to run those teleportation boosts. We have a machine here. Laser emitter. Looks like it's currently unpowered. We do have controls for it. They may move it, but no, it makes the sound, but it doesn't actually move. So the motor works, but it isn't engaging anything. We've got this. Again, those who have played the game know I'm going this. And to save some time in exploring, I'm going to use the suit's thrusters for a moment. But we also have these, all these emitters and receivers. And there's a receiver on top of that teleportation booth. There's that one there, but there's one above that door. If I were to go up there, you have these status lights that are off. You have this console, which is closed and is currently red, so not good. The two side consoles are closed again. There's another emitter. Laser device. And again, I think it'll make the motor sounds, but you can't actually do anything with it yet. And there's the fourth one over there. And I think I can really... Now I've been moving really quickly through here, which is ironic. Okay, this unit has power. I think it's the only device in this whole lab that currently has power. And if we find out what it is a battery charger. And I bet those two units up there are batteries. A battery, handle with care. A battery, handle with care. Power switch. Power switch. Notice that there is no power going to the power switch, so even if nope. And the reason there's no power is... Insert charged battery. There's no battery. Two of them. Okay. So, I'll open the charging compartment. And a nice touch. Let me close the charging compartment for a second. Charger is enabled. The green light's lit. As soon as you open the door, so there's a safety interlock. It's always the little touches. And believe me, until you figure out this puzzle, that's going to be so annoying. I'll take a battery. I'll plop it in here. I'll close the door. I'll charge the battery by pressing the button. The battery's going. The power's coming off of the main base, and the main base is charged up, ready to charge another battery. That battery's charged. Great. Open the door. Yank this thing out. It just lost all its charge. I bet that's not going to work. No. Let's charge that battery again. Now, the secret of this puzzle is in that warning sign. Notice that warning sign seems to show a vibration of the battery. And if I scan that warning sign, caution, unstable material, handle slowly. And it does mean slowly. What you got to do is grab it. I said grab it. And as slow as you can. If you try to move it fast. Now, all is not lost. If you start losing lights, if you stand still, it'll recharge a little bit. Okay, game. No, it's the game not accepting that I'm on the charging base. I got the unit. Oh, now it recognizes it. Okay, game. So yeah, so you take a slow motion puzzle, combine it with glitchy game physics. Besides the hole-in-the-wall puzzle, this, on my first playthrough, was the most frustrating part of the game. It's like I could figure out what I needed to do, but given the glitch you just saw, made it a little bit harder than it needed to be. And of course, because just getting you to do it once wasn't frustrating enough, we have to do it again. Also, the first time, I didn't realize the first couple of times that you could stand still and recharge the battery. I thought once you started losing lights, it was game over. Start again. I got to the frustration can leave. Let's charge this battery. Let's open the battery. You could charge your door. Notice the light goes on. I thought the light is that light also interconnected? Yes. Okay. And this one, that one was easier for me the first time because I could, yeah. See if this goes any better. And that beeping kind of tells you when you're being a little bit too aggressive with it. Okay. And again, lab etiquette. I'll close that door. Now that battery's good. That battery's good. The charger's good. That's got power. Wait a minute. That's no longer good. Maybe once I put it back. I'm not. I've already got the version. I'm not going to test that theory. But okay, power. This panel has power. Let's do something with that. And this panel has power. Let's do something with that. As if one switch wasn't enough, we have the big scary levers again. That one's green. I should have done the other one first. Can I? So you can see what is about to happen. That turns on the laser. The laser that's upstairs, and if that wasn't a hint enough, follow this conduit again. Don't worry, this isn't a deadly laser. You can walk right through it. In fact, let's just so you believe me, you can walk right through it. No problem. Follow this wiring. I like how it slows down when you're on the stairs. Nice touch. These panels now, at least was the red light lit before? At least they have power now at any rate. And that goes up to, and that is sort of your clue that here's where you need to go first. And what you want to do is I think it's pretty obvious. Emitter, receiver. Since obviously you can't get the one that's directly under here. So, let's see what this one does. And this operates kind of opposite the way you might expect. Pulling the lever back. Adjust the vertical. We are in control of the horizontal and the vertical. And now that's good enough for the game. Those other two lasers turn on, and those strange symbols appear in the status lights. But that is just for my own. Put that is right there. Now, we can go over to these consoles. Or you can go over to this console, or the two inner consoles you can go to. It's lit up. It's good. This tells me that we didn't look at everything. Hang on. Cut to the chase here. Sorry about that. I'm usually so thorough at looking at stuff. I know we got the stuff out of the locker. And we looked at that strange diagram about the hypothesis. And we sort of turned away. We looked at this desk, I think, but we didn't look at the stuff on the desk. That looks suspiciously like the console from upstairs. You can see on this side. It's somehow satisfying that I'm using a laser pointer to talk about a laser puzzle. Arrow going in, arrow coming out. Arrow going in through the receiver, out the transmitter. But that doesn't really... Okay, so that may... And let's see if it says anything, if it has any handy advice for us. Laser redirectional systems operations diagram. Still doesn't really help us. And this looks like your standard artists may recognize this as the color wheel. Well, at least, and is a diagram of primary and secondary colors. And that rotation may help you in knowing which order the color lenses are. I didn't particularly use that, but that's knowledge that may help you in solving the puzzle ahead. Can I just zap myself up? No, I can't. I have to do some steps to get myself back up there. Nope. Now we've seen those hints. Again, input, output, and we have 6 knobs, and we have 4 readouts on this panel. The input is from that emitter across the room, and we're trying to, you can follow, and that's going to hit that one down there. So that's the output coordinates setting. This is one of those panels that would only exist in a puzzle game. I mean, why don't you just have an on-off switch? They're clearly already pointed at each other. The secret to this is knowing your color wheel. And on the input side, we need a green dot with a horizontal line on that side, and we need a red cross on that side. Each of these knobs has a lens with a symbol and a color. The outer ones only affect one display. The inner ones affect both displays it's next to. So it's kind of handy to know where that sits. Green, as you may know from your color wheel, cannot be made of that pinkish color. So we know that one needs changed. And that's got a line, and that's got yellow. And this is convenient because blue and yellow make green. And that's a dot, and that's a horizontal line. That's a red cross. Blue and... well... that doesn't need a dot, but what's coming up? A vertical line, and that needs a vertical line, and I believe that pinkish and a yellow lens would make that color, I believe. Let's try that out. We got that one good. And now we... yep, the yellow lens on top of there. These don't have to be finically exact. The game does give you some leeway. Now we work on the bottom pair. That one would appear to be set, which means it probably isn't. Let's try our trick again. Yeah. That color... well, that color may work. Yeah. But... and that color... we probably need a yellow... Is that easy? No. See if I can need... Just mean that's not going to be the right. That one also gives us that symbol. If I change that to a yellow lens, but that has that line through it, so that's not going to work. Try this setting. That's got a dot. That's got the vertical line. I think that's it. And I think if we drop that yellow one down, that should turn on. See, it's fairly forgiving, but that redirects the beam that way. Did you enjoy that puzzle? Good. We have to do it 3 more times. Now, they were nice. Because you would think that matters. It doesn't. Remember, you want the beam coming in and where you want to send it to. So we want to send the laser to the teleportation chamber. Again, my way of solving these is first, and the input is over there, and we know that dot has to change for one thing. We need I think just 1 turn back should get the top settings. Yes, that looks like that should work. Now the bottom settings. The red cross and yellow with a line. Okay. So, yellow with a line. And there, just by sheer accident, because I didn't even work on that one. Now, that teleportation chamber is connected by a laser. What that accomplishes, no idea, but now we can work on the ones on the other side. Go over here. Now, the same puzzle again. Sorry, the same strategy again. Okay. That looks good. At least the colors in the back look good. Is this something I just get by? No, they wouldn't make it that easy. No, that you can't have that there because that's... So I need... That could be the right one. But that... No, hang on. Inputs. Focus. Inputs. That has to match that. I always get these... Because that one matches that, and that one matches that one. Okay. So, the dot... I need the blue dot here. So that is not going to work. I need a blue, so there's the blue dot. And that's going to put... Okay. The bottom one, remember, it's backwards. No. But if I change that to a yellow lens... There. And one last time. And then again on this side of the room. You have to remember your inputs, and that's where you're coming from. And that's where you're going to. One of that'll redirect that other emitter. So, see what's in. Okay. I need a dot element and a... So that dot element could work. That's not going to work with that. On top, if I can lose, if I have another pink element. There. So we got, okay. I didn't even look at that one, and okay. And now we have power to that. I find the stairs down. I could thrust. But you know I like to walk. It's just more realistic. And since I don't suffer from a VR leg or VR's sickness. Okay. Up. What's going to happen when we get that laser up there? Even though it's wrong, it still saved the game. So I can still... So probably if I reloaded the game, it'll probably show this puzzle solved. And that booth lights up. I'm sure nothing bad can happen about getting into this strange... We don't know where this quantum physics experiment was when this base was abandoned. Has this experiment been proven yet? Is this some beaker? Well, I guess we're going to have to do this. Closed door. Sure, this is a good idea. And I guess turning this knob enables it. This really cannot be a good idea. There's somebody looking at us. Hi! Help! Are you the technician running this experiment? That room does not, because that room had 2 monitors on the desk. So that's not this room, and it looked like a control room. In case you thought you could go back. Nope. It won't. Again, there's no going back. No backseats in this game. Open door. And we have a desk.
The documents. Now scan them quickly.
A chair. There's... Yeah. No information. A blank wall. The booth we came out of. Doesn't have any information on that booth, but... Okay, the only thing you can really do is, as he said, grab the documents, and then we can work on an exit strategy. Which I can always see problems if we can't get that to work, and we can't get through that door anyway. I'm sure it's gonna go. Let's just do it. Besides, I kind of want to know what these documents say anyway. Let's scan them. Uploading. Classified documents. Loaded into memory. Open your mind. Hi. Oh, you want to shake hands? Maybe you don't, and don't just want to shake hands. No information. Nothing about this person, but isn't that our physicist? So I'm teleported into this isolation cell. Our physicist looks to be alive. But... Oh! She wasn't wanting to shake hands. She wants to direct us to the third strange red tunnel of doom. And this needs to give us the chess piece this time. Remember, the first time it went up 1, and then it captured. What's it going to do this time? Up 1, a capture, and then just up 1. Remember, right? Oh. Another one of these strange mystery hallways. This way. And again, as you can imagine, well, this time they're already red. Yeah, no, you aren't going back through there. As we've already tried. Sasha! They escaped! Nikolai, and Olga escaped, leaving the crew behind. Wasn't the... it's a good thing Nikolai apparently didn't take the loyalty test, because wasn't one of the questions about would you screw your co-workers if you could escape? It looks like Olga and Nikolai did, so apparently Olga and Nikolai escaped in the escape shuttle. Irenia got poisoned by Nikolai. Stas got murdered by handgun. That just leaves Sasha. And here we read Sasha. They escaped. Sasha, left behind. A strange monitor. That's kind of sad. You know, she did all that apparently important research work, and she got left behind. A drawing of a rocket. A cosmonaut carved in wood. I think it's the same one from before. But is this one... The other one, remember, the emblem, the name badge was blank. Let's see if this one... Nope. Sorry! That would have been a nice touch. Then the others came. The Atlantic Union. Wait a minute. That's us. We think. We came. But this is past... Then the others came. But this is past tense. Well, we did it. It's certainly past tense that we arrived. Something... Ooh! You really? You really want me? Well, I don't have VR motion sickness. I do. Heights get me. Oh boy. I'm going to use the teleporter. Keep the secret. Don't listen to him. Now that kind of looks like Epsilon. And that kind of looks like during the mission briefing. Are we really a Vulgarian? If so, why are we infiltrating our own base? Were we not really a... Are we really a Volgravian and not Atlantic Union? An eye that appears to stare at you. It looks like an image from a briefing. Yes, I figured that out. Don't listen to him. That's probably our commander that we keep hearing on the radio. It's telling us we should probably ignore him. Keep the secret. Don't. This furniture looks awful weird. More of the chess motif. That clock, everything is upside down. Is this the upside down? Really? No information about the chess king. Really? Okay, another jump of doom. Here we go. So we're going this way. You are a pawn. And there's our chess move we just made. Looks like the king is currently in the corner. You realize that this chess game makes no sense in real chess, but because Black could nail that, but that would leave the bishop to take the rook, and then yeah. Okay. Not really that good at chess, but okay. And enough with the chess references. The king and the pawn return to the same box. Are we the pawn? And are we the pawn? And Sasha is the king because we found the king in Sasha's locker, and every time we view one of those red king data packs, it seems like we're getting more of Sasha's story. But the computer in the quantum physics antechamber identified us as Sasha. Maybe it just made an assumption. We're doing looks like we're doing a brain swap through those tubes. Are we switching places? Is Epsilon switching places with Sasha through this process? Is that what we're... Antenna. Okay. A comms antenna ready to transmit. Great! I need a comms antenna to transmit these documents. If I can trust my commander anymore. An image of a brain. Does that mean that the brain is connected to the antenna? Well, at least it looks like we're going back into the space station, so. Scary, creepy red hallway gone.
Damn it, I lost contact again. Wait, Epsilon? Quickly, you have the documents, right?
Yes, I do.
Get out of there ASAP, now!
Roger that. I found them. Not to upload them. Access comms. Well, we know from the map that comms is on the top floor. We also know the elevator doesn't have a call button on this floor. If we can even get back to the elevator, I don't know where this hallway is. I'm going to use my flashlight in a minute. We got a crate there. We know that's general supply. Ice mining supplies. A barrel of whatever, it doesn't really matter. And all of that seems to be blocking this hatch. Well, guys, it looks like we're going to have to do some manual labor and get all this crud away from the hatch. And then figure out a way to open that hatch. Figure out where that hatch even goes. You know, if I were a betting man, this is the hallway to the ice mine, and that's the hatch out to the ice mine that they've blocked off so that nobody goes out there. Well, there's another hallway. Let's try that hallway. Wait a minute, that doesn't map. That looks like the hallway to the elevator. That would be that would mean that, and this would head towards the terraforming lab. Which, yeah, pretty good idea. They probably kept people from opening that hatch.
Get up to comms and beam us the documents from there. Quickly!
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Well, this room has seen better days. Now the whole room is covered in that red substance. You can probably see all the doors are now blocked. And if we... Okay, nothing so bad is happening yet. And there's monitors are telling us to head towards the elevator. I can get behind that. I can't just walk forwards. I can... Hi. I can do a leap of faith over the meeting table. And that, I think, triggers, if I turn around, if it lets me turn around. Oh, shit. Let's get out of here. Yes, elevator. Thank you. The elevator opened. Normally I would call that creepy, the elevator opened. But this floor is already getting infected. We know that stuff's bad for your health. Come on, elevator. Elevator, 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 elevator. It's on -2. Oh, crud. I need... What's the spawner say? I need to use the credentials. Come on. Approved. Oh, I'm sure this elevator door is going to seal whatever that is in. Okay, up the elevator, up the lift. Well, that view is different and a little bit less pretty now. This can't be good in any way. Let's get out of this floor. Come on. I don't know what that is, but at least we can maybe forget about that. There went the security and energy floor. If I'm right. That's the first door I saw. That should be the warehouse floor. The warehouse floor and the locker rooms. That means we are heading to comms. And again, if we scan that, it will tell us that we used Olga's credential. Comms. Hopefully things are halfway normal up here. Well, this looks normal so far. This looks normal. Mission updated. We have access comms. Align the comm relay map. Align the antenna. Comms. And...
Good. Now send us those documents and we'll proceed to evacuate right away. We're not sure what's going on, but things are becoming more and more unstable by the minute.
You're not kidding, are you? At least we do have a call button this time. That's nice. No, I don't think there's... At least that, because once we scan those documents, we can get out of here by using the elevator to get back to the warehouse. Okay, a new floor. But I think that's the same map, except it does say we're on the same... well, we are on the top floor. That's confirmed. That's good. Usually there's a... We're on level 1. I guess there is no floor-specific map. We know the drill now. Let's first go meet the all-seeing eye terminal. See what he has to say. Welcome to comms, comrade. Access to this room is restricted to Olga Krayeva. You just don't listen, do you, comrade? No, I don't. Also, you recognize me as Sasha, but not Olga, so it didn't just assume I was Sasha. I think the pieces are starting to fall together. Not now that you're here, I should tell you the antenna and comms coordinates are misaligned. Thanks, buddy. Thanks Thanks for the good news. I'm not sure why Olga left such a mess. Apologies for the inconvenience. Well, at least you are a polite. Now we'll return to the elevator. Well, not so we can use the elevator, but so we can start our scan of the area. Radio operators, your waves carry the voice of the motherland. This is the voice of Kennywood. This clock, it's a wall clock. Volgravia local time. Nice to know. Rhea, simulated local time, so time on Volgravia, time on Rhea. Atlantic Union local time. Always good to know about your enemies, but wait a minute. All three of those clocks read the same thing. Unless this happened to be 12 hours directly apart. Okay. I don't think they meant for you to try to figure out the time zones, but I'm sure that's a hint that things may not be quite normal on this. There's the satellite dish that we need to use. And looks like that may be Saturn. A nice pretty view from this room. At least Olga had a view of the planet. I mean, at least she had a nice view. And then this workstation. A waste paper basket. Usually I would say you would always want to look at stuff in trash in an adventure game, but not this one. Was that the all-seeing eye, or is that... I think that's just a Volgravian or the base crest. That's the base crest. Okay. As this panel is denied... Until I want to tell us anything about it. No signal. This console adjusts the antenna tuning, and it's off. This console adjusts the antenna alignment, and it's off. This one adjusts power. When you know there's no power to it. Nope. Yep. No power. Well, that's going to be an issue, isn't it? You knew it wouldn't be as easy as that. You can see the transmission cable from here to the satellite dish. Nice touch. There's the surface of the moon Rhea. A nice reflection to, a nice touch, a reflection on the windows. These monitors, but they're going to be unintelligible. Yep, that's a waveform. That's a overall view. A storm is approaching. Well, transmitting stuff through a storm may not be an easy affair. Try to get this done and before that storm comes in. So this is comms and evidently the weather station too. Some tape backup units. Oh, there's stuff in trash. Why are you crying, Olga? Probably because Olga was contrite to what she did and caused people's deaths, and because in that one note she said she couldn't live with herself or something. Yeah. I read King data drive. You know what this means. As if we... Well, that wasn't scary or nothing. The cosmonaut right in front of our face, and you can definitely see her name badge there. Is Sasha's. But these are more weather and... Is that weather and unintelligible? Unintelligible data. The system is running. These are going to be unintelligibles again. Yep. We do some pictures here. Olga playing with her son. How nice. Olga's workstation. This note here. Let me read it. Communications protocol. I mean, if for some reason I thought I scanned that data drive. Oh, we would have found the last data drive at least. Wait a minute. Let me. It keeps thinking I'm trying to get the drive for some reason. I think the game is glitching because that's the drive over here. Let's take this bad boy over here. Oh, Bulgavian communication protocol is required to translate. Finally, a data drive that is actually, and maybe the data drives are important. Well, let's scan the data drive first. There we go. Now that we have the data drive scanned, now let's see what this note says. Note. The Security Committee stresses the usage of the new satellite alignment protocol for secure transmission. So the protocol changed. So normally I scan this room the other way around, and I must hit that drive first, and then get to the note. Okay. And here's our chess move. I think it's the same one, yep, as before. We have this strange thing in the floor. First section, Streleka in 3. Last section, Earth. Middle section, Space Communications Relays. In other words, known as the satellites used to bounce things off of to get things around. We have a monitor here with an error message. Let's see what it has to say to us. Initializing star map. Configure a valid trajectory to initiate communications with Earth. Evidently, she sabotaged this or something to it to make sure. Now, and you're going to need both hands. As you can see, it has the both hands symbol. The goal of this puzzle is to get the, as the monitor said, get the, do a satellite transmission path to get from that space station there to that Earth up there. The first one is a given. You need to align the space station with the ring. And I'm going the wrong way. I'm going the long way. Okay, let's do it. We'll go the short way. And this can be finicky, even if you do get it right. Okay, that should be good enough. Now, my tactic for this is to skip this one for now and work on the end goal. Because you'll find most, if not all but one of those paths, and here comes the path we need. The one that actually does connect to Earth in the middle. Now find the one in the middle that And you need to... It's not enough to just connect the line. You need to... If it makes a turn, you need to connect at one of those relay stations. I think the one we need is coming around. And now it just needs some fine tuning here. And again, once you hit it, it'll let you know. And somehow aligning the relay path, we did the comm relay map. Now we need to align the antenna. For some strange reason, fixing that gets us power here. I wanted to check something on this desk before we go on. I think I missed that maybe. Censored message. Emergency declared at the base. Contamination out of control. Nikolai won't take action. Help, Irinia. That's the message that Irinia tried to get to Olga to send, that Olga didn't send, that she instead went to Nikolai. And Nikolai decided to kill her instead of, you know. And then when Stas found out, he got killed. Which kind of leaves Sasha, which I'm trying to begin to think we are Sasha. Until further notice, access to the comms room is restricted to the radio officer. Yes, we saw that on the bulletin board downstairs. Amazing how much stuff I missed this time. Okay, but I didn't miss it because I found it there. Well, the first step of this puzzle is easy. We just turn on the... This is the antenna alignment puzzle, I believe. Yep. The first step's easy. It needs power. No problem. That enables this console, which we know is the alignment console. It's now got power. There's our dish. And at first, I thought that there, even though that just may just be the ring of Saturn. At first, I thought that's what you're trying to mimic with that, because other than that, I mean, people have speculated that those clocks have something to do with it, but all I do is try to get that to sort of match that. Let's work on this lever. And that adjusts the height of our dish, or the angle of the dish. And you'll find you don't need to be an expert, because as soon as you get it, and I don't think you can... Oh, you could. Okay. As soon as you get it, that gives you a good... When that grid fills in, you know you've got it. And it's not that, you know, so unless anybody has a explanation of how you were supposed to do this with using game information. But just, turn them to that. Now this console here is the tuner. And I'm reminded of one of the first puzzles in Myst 4 Revelations. Try adjusting the amplitude. And this is the one that, depending on how I do, We could be here 10 seconds or 10 hours. The goal is pretty simple. You need to get the yellow waveform, which you can change to match the red waveform that's there. That looks about right. We need it to be a little tighter. And unlike the prior puzzle, it's not a case of you can do one at a time. I see. We are going to get hit by Curse of the Let's Play. Of course, in my practice run, I'm locked in about 5 seconds. I like the mechanical. It's like it's actually doing something somewhere. Looks like the. I want to say that this is where I'm failing. This is knob here. That looks pretty damn close.
You got it.
Sorry for how long that took.
Terminal so you can transfer the data from your scanner.
And you can see now the satellite dish is glowing. Now that we have, and then we got a mission update. We've aligned the antenna. Yes. That's a puzzle that I wouldn't put it as annoying as the battery and the hole in the wall, but it's like I know what I need to do is just getting things adjusted right. Now that these monitors are on, aligned and ready to transmit, and there is our transmission station. Seems straightforward enough. All we need to do is, and we have, do we have all, Olga's, yes, we do have Olga's credentials. So all it should be ready now is tap Olga's credentials to authorize this transmission, and then move on. And then get back in that elevator, and then we can get our heck out of here. Use your security key. Okay. Here we go. This should be routine. Everything is adjusted right. There we go. Upload. Error?
No. What happened?
Error?
Where is the information? Someone better have an explanation. Epsilon? Epsilon!
Fatal error. Fatal error. Data was not sent. Manual transmission from antenna required. Now that mission moving that interrupted me. Send documents manually. Head to the base of the antenna. And we have this cosmonaut who is blocking the way to the lift. And the lift looks like the red gooky stuff is up to this floor. Okay. Out of range. Sasha Reese. We now have a confirmation that this is Sasha. Or are we Sasha? I am your shadow. I think that all but confirms we are playing as Sasha. And that this is just a shadow of us. Trying to help us figure out the mystery. I guess we'll take the chess piece from her. She's being nice, and as soon as I take the chess piece, she vanishes. Well, we know what to do with chess pieces now. And besides, we need the elevator anyway, but with that red stuff there, I'm guessing that's not going to work. Nope. Like I heard the button press down, so I tried to hit the button. I guess we're going to call the elevator an alternate way by playing the game. Up one, diagonal, moves up. Captures that pawn, and now ready to capture the king in the corner. And if the last venture through here didn't give me height issues, I guess we're doing I didn't bring any rock climbing gear. Hang on, let me get my harness and my carabiners and my rope, and we'll figure out a way down here. I guess we're climbing down the elevator shaft, such as it is in this alternate reality. Oh wait, I can use teleportation.
Salon! That's fun!
Wake up! More chess motifs. So we're going down. Wake up, Sasha. The Red King. I think we did confirm that Sasha is the Red King. That's pretty obvious. They were so close it just teleported me. Sasha's the Red King. Wake up. The eye looking at me. Wake up, Sasha. Wake up, Sasha. Where's the helpful arrow? Which way I'm supposed to be going? Follow that chest pawn, I guess. Wake up Sasha. There's the arrows, and I think that's where we're headed. More imagery of the brain. Image of a brain. A strange monitor. An image of a brain. A comm antenna ready to transmit. That's great because I need to transmit. I guess. I'm not so sure at the moment. Let's head back out into the real world. Now, for you complete... Go to the antenna!
Damn it! Somebody tell me what's going on. I've lost the subject. We need that information no matter the cost.
I don't see any control for that door. That must be the other airlock that we couldn't use because the game said it was blocked. So we climbed down the elevator shaft, through the dressing room, and out the other airlock. Now, for you completionist 100%ers who are wondering about that last lousy guide dang it point, before you, because obviously the game wants you to go to the antenna. You got that big message to go to the antenna. Your mission briefing. Head to the base of the antenna. There's the antenna. Sasha the cosmonaut is pointing you to the antenna. So no. Let's go down this dark, creepy corner you can barely see. Turn on our flashlight. And you can find that they stacked some cargo junk outside the space station. And on top of that, you may recognize, yes, a data drive. Here's your last lousy point, completionist. You know what to do with it? A data drive is try to remember where it was, since you can't hardly see anything. The vertical robot data drive. And yes, Easter egg, you get to see some photos of the development team. None of your from Vertical Robot, none of your controls work, and you only have a limited time to look at it. But yeah, to give you an idea, I think if you check the achievements scoreboard on Meta, I think it said about 125,000 users have started this game and reached gotten the Volgravian language translator data drive, which you have to get through the tutorial. So we know 125,000 people have started the campaign. We also know that about 25,000 have the mission completed badge, which you get later. So that's about a 1 in 5 people who've started this game have finished this game. For this little piece of BS, only about 220 people have scanned that data drive. Yeah. I think that qualifies as BS. That's your last lousy point. Cliff warning. No fooling, huh? Well, I guess we're heading up. Try to find a way to cast ourselves up there. And you may think that this...
Nothing. I'm offline. I've lost all contact with the subject. You can't lose this thing now that we're so close. No, damn it.
Don't let him in! You might think that that platform is useful. I haven't found a way to make that platform useful. What I have to do is go to that platform by coming up here.
Doctor,
Mind telling me what the hell is going on?
the subject is rejecting the simulation. We're losing them.
Simulation? Simulation? This is always the hard click spot to find. For me, anyway. There, if I go up here. I thought I had a valid click spot there. Okay. Simulation?
I didn't come this far just to lose what's inside that skull. Nurse! Nurse!
Simulation? Does that mean that nothing that happened in that base was real? And it's a pretty base. I mean, you can see Olga really had the cream of the crop for workspaces. That comms area, that's the warehouse. The rest of it is subterranean or sub-earth, sub-re-en, whatever. You know what I mean. Which had its own beauties, I guess, maybe. But simulation. Don't let him in. I mean, what are we meant to be simulating?
I would advise rolling back the simulation to a stable point in time, Doctor.
Hell, not on my watch. We'd never gotten this far. I need you to send me back now.
So, the way I understand it, and I think the devs of the game actually had to, yeah, you know the ending of your game when you had to explain the ending of your game. Is that, well, I'll talk about it after we finish the game. Oh, there's a sign there. That might be important. Besides, that door's locked anyway.
But Doctor, the subject is taking over
Oh,
control
okay.
of the simulation. If you sink now, you'll risk getting trapped.
You think I don't know that? I designed the protocol, lady. I know Sasha Riss. I know how that mind works. I can regain control.
Okay. Cosmobase. Strelica. Facility. Antenna. Handy. Sounds like, well, a strange red glow in there. I'm sure that's... And one of those strange monitors. I'm sure that's, you know... Antenna. Great. And the door opened for us. No, we did have Olga's key card, but the door opened for us, so that makes it that much easier.
Handshake in 3, 2, 1.
Epsilon? Epsilon? Do you read?
Well, he changed demeanor, didn't he? And I would expect nothing less than that strange red ooze when I look through the top and a chessboard with a king at the top row, and it looks like maybe a laser emitter from the quantum point towards the bottom. Defeat him. Is this going to be a chess puzzle? Well, I guess we're not going back. And there's no puzzle. This is end him. This is just gets tedious. Because what I gotta do is I gotta turn this wheel. And that wheel moves the laser. But it moves it in a predefined pattern, so it's just grunt work. Defeat him. Let's start turning this bad boy.
Epsilon, listen up. This is important. Stop whatever it is you're doing. You're jeopardizing both yourself and the mission.
I don't trust you anymore. Simulation. The pawn is going up 2 spaces like it did in the...
Epsilon, I order you not to proceed. Go back to the base.
Sir, that's not an issue. That's not an option. Go back to the base. Which we know now is just a simulation. And just like the pawn's path throughout the rest of the game, it's going to go over here and capture that piece. Boom! And now...
Wait, what are you doing? No, Epsilon, don't do it! Don't go any further!
Does that sound like a heart monitor in the background to you?
It can't be! Nurse, terminate the simulation! Get me offline now! Nurse? Nurse!
She is one of us. And now, just like we're going to go and take that middle piece, middle pawn, it looks like.
Sasha, do you hear me? Look, we can strike a deal. Stop! No, please!
No more deals. And now we know for darn sure we are Sasha. Now, as you know in chess, the pawn has to capture diagonally, so it can't just go up and take the king. But if you get to the back row in chess, you can promote a pawn to another piece type. Unfortunately, I don't think it shows us what we promote to, but we're going to take that rook. Odd that he never made a move. I mean, in chess, he would be able to make moves. The Red King awakens. Checkmate.
The simulation has ended. Can you hear me, Professor? I regret to inform that the subject, Sasha Riss, did not survive the transition. Are you all right? Professor, you're probably feeling a little confused after severing the connection. Don't worry, I'm here to help you.
Sure you are, GLaDOS.
Once you've assimilated what has happened, press the button to your left. I'll be waiting on the other side.
And yes, that's going to get annoying. It's going to keep saying that until I do it. But you can see we're in... That looks like the teleportation chamber from the quantum lab, and looks like the isolation chamber. And if you remember the cutscene when we used the teleportation chamber, we were looking at a technician inside a booth with 2 monitors.
Once you've assimilated what has happened, press the button to your left. I'll be waiting on the other side.
The technician was standing in a booth between 2 monitors. I think we are now where the technician was, and that's Sasha Comatos in the teleportation tube. Also notice we are still in the Scientific Intelligence Division.
Once you've assimilated what has happened, press the button to your left.
But
I'll be waiting on the other side.
But the simulation was not what we were thinking it was. It was a simulation it was not a mission to get the scientific secrets of the base. We were actually in Red Monarch Project, which you can see in the sub picture was an Atlantic Union project Now, the story goes that...
Once you've assimilated what has happened,
Shut up,
press
lady.
the button to your left. I'll be waiting on the other side.
And I can't press the button. Well, you'll see why. Get my train of thought back. The story goes that the Atlantic Union did infiltrate the base, but it wasn't Agent Epsilon. It wasn't you. It was somebody else who found
Once you've
Sasha.
assimilated what has happened, press the button to your left. I'll be waiting
Sasha
on the other side.
comatose like that. And they captured Sasha and took her back to an Atlantic Union base. And this simulation was to get into her mind to find out what happened. First, well, that's not really the main goal, but to get the information, not through sending Agent
Once you've
Epsilon,
assimilated what has happened,
but
press the button to your left.
by getting it
I'll be waiting
into
on the other
Sasha's
side.
mind to use that quantum mental connection thing. And then during the simulation, Sasha takes control of the simulation, sends you through those red mysterious passages to reveal what happened, her story, and ultimately
Once you've assimilated what has happened, press the button to your left. I'll be waiting on the other side.
and ultimately get you to go to the antenna, which you can see by this. Remember earlier on it had the communications antenna monitor linked to a brain? Getting to the communications antenna zapped her brain out of this, and it...
Once you've assimilated what has happened, press the button to your left.
So,
I'll be waiting on the other side.
so Sasha Riss's body is still on the Volgavian space station, or what's left of it, but her mind got transferred into Agent Epsilon, who is hypothesized to be the professor or the doctor, who would then orders the simulation cut. I can't actually do any
Once
analysis.
you've
As you
assimilated
see,
what has happened,
I'm
press the
no
button to your left.
no longer
I'll
wearing
be
my
waiting on the other side.
no longer wearing my EVA suit. I've just got hands now. So we have to do this sort of manually. A flatline monitor. Yep. Remember, we killed the professor, or our commander. There's Rhea, and that's telling us that
Once
that is
you've
Sasha.
assimilated what has happened, press the button to your left. I'll be waiting on the other side.
And now is Sasha's knowledge is that we think Sasha's knowledge is with the Atlantic Union at this point. It does still be an Atlantic Union project, but it's the Red Monarch project. How would they know about Red Monarch? There's indicating notice that doesn't look quite right. That there means that there is a
Once you've assimilated what has
problem
happened,
with
press
the
the button to your left.
mental
I'll be
brain
waiting on the
transfer.
other side.
The conscious exchange is completed. So yes, so even though the body is gone, the minds have swapped places. Note these boards from the introduction are now filled in. We get a base map now that we've discovered it. We have been to all the floors. They're marked. If you
Once you've assimilated what has happened, press the button to your left. I'll be waiting on the other side.
we discovered it. Well, the ice mine, the red mold, which is indigenous to the Rhea and is toxic. And the pollutants got into the ice. It's under quarantine. These are all the things we kind of figured out through or discovered during the game on Rhea.
Once you've assimilated what has happened,
The
press
files
the button
were
to your left.
in
I'll
the
be
quantum
waiting on the
lab.
other side.
The teleporter we discovered, which teleports you to the isolation chamber. Which means, are we still on the space station? If we are looking at the isolation chamber, Over here. The crew.
Once you've assimilated what has happened, press the button to your left. I'll be waiting on the other side.
Note it says the push pins tell you who evacuated, but I don't think that's quite accurate. Except we can see that security. Well, maybe the push pins in the ones by the keys mean evacuated. Because
Once you've assimilated what has happened, press the button to your left. I'll be waiting on the other side.
Nikolai and Olga got out in the escape shuttle. And those two, yes, we did discover the secret affair. We know that somebody got killed.
Once you've assimilated what
this
has
would seem to
happened,
tell you
press the
that
button to your left.
Olga
I'll
got
be waiting
killed.
on
I
the other
thought
side.
maybe Olga got killed after they got in the shuttle. We have the mysterious cosmonaut, which Sasha's ghost, maybe? Which we figured out is Sasha Reese, and she was the objective, not the file, but she was actually the objective.
Once you've assimilated what has happened, press the button to your left. I'll
Yes.
be waiting on the other side.
Yes, Stas and Arinia got killed. That's why they're X'd out, and yes, they had a relationship in love. I'm not quite sure what the connection between Stas and Olga was. Maybe, but it occurred that there's a connection between Stas and Olga, because those two are red circled for some reason.
Once you've assimilated what has happened, press the button to your left. I'll be waiting on the other side.
As you can see, we did get all of the data drives. Bulgarian basics, evacuation, engineering, security, the Red King, or the Red Monarch project, the habitat, the quantum physics, and the communications. So that top secret data drive that only 200 people have found
Once you've assimilated what
does
has
not
happened,
count
press
towards
the
your
button to your left.
data drive
I'll be
collection.
waiting on the other side.
And now that we've looked at all that and listened to her ramble on, we can't actually move there. We can't teleport. We can't locomote. Looks like a nice lounge area. So we can't really get close to see what that crest on the floor says. But it does say Atlantic Union, so maybe.
Once you've assimilated what has happened, press the button to your left. I'll be waiting on the other side.
And there's somebody speaking. She's the person speaking to us. And this is the door open button. Well, we've heard her beg us to press it enough times. And no, this button, is in a recessed drawer. So this was not available at the start of the game when you were in the space.
Once you've assimilated what has happened, press the button to your left.
That
I'll be waiting on the other side.
was the monitor that had a picture of a VR headset, which is... Now that you get this revelation, were you a VR player playing a VR simulation? Well, let's open the door. Let's meet her. She seems friendly enough.
Once you've assimilated what has happened, press the button to your left. I'll be waiting on the other side. Slava, comrade.
And that's it. No, really, that's it. The first time I saw it, I'm like, that's the ending? I mean, I guess it, had us wait to press the button after you said you had time to explore the space before it dumped you into the credits, but as courtesy, there's our credits. And you're in that red void above, on a rock above. So yeah, all that's left to do is find my pointer, go back to the menu. And that was Red Matter. There is a sequel, Red Matter 2. That button just takes you to its link in the Meta Shop. I have not played this one yet, but evidently it carries this story on. But now, I'm wondering... That drawer is now closed, so you can't open that door. But now, I'm wondering, since she seemed so friendly, but she called us comrade and greeted us in Volgravian. Which seems to infer that Volgravia was also monitoring this and intercepted when you killed off your commander. Yes, they got Sasha's mind back, but it went back to a Volgravian agent, would be my hunch for the final reveal. Which makes me interested to see what happens in Red Matter 2. Till then, to our next VR adventure, so long.